Hi, my name is John.
Hey guys, my name is Matt.
And welcome to
RatedRGamers.
Pretty much what we're going to be is we're going to be like a gaming talk show where we discuss what's happening, what's going to happen, what we're playing.
All the newest games coming out.
And just
and
events.
Events too.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's something, yeah, we'll talk about some events.
Yep.
Bullshit a little bit. If you watch The View, you know about bullshit. You know what they do, except we're not four old ladies.
I mean, we could be four.
We could, but we're not gonna.
I'm four old men in one person.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like an old man. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So let's talk about one thing. One thing really, what's first and most important is what we're playing.
Yes, most important.
Most important. That has to be the most important thing.
Of course. No one cares about what you guys are playing. Fuck you
cares.
guys.
Okay. I play a lot of Destiny. That's been the game recently. We actually made match stream.
Right.
Some Destiny every once in a while. I see a little bit of fails.
You can actually find my channel. I'll put it in the about below for YouTube and Twitch. So you can find us on there, as well as this account does have its own Twitch where he will be streaming, and you can find him. We'll put the link as
everything. Well. We'll put everything in the bio so
you
know. But I also got Elder Scrolls.
Have you been playing that?
I have not played it yet.
Oh, you haven't even touched it yet.
I played like the first 10 minutes of the game.
That's good. That's great, because I want to know how it plays. I mean, it's getting a lot of good reviews, but I haven't physically played it. And I mean, I liked Oblivion and I liked Skyrim. I played both of those. And Oblivion, I played the shit out of. Skyrim, I played a lot, but I didn't play as much as Oblivion. I enjoyed it, but not as much. So I really wanted to know what they did with the online thing, and I personally haven't played it. So
I thought you played beta.
I didn't play beta, no.
Oh.
I should have signed up for beta. I should have played beta.
I played beta for like 5 seconds on my PC,
that
and
helps.
It just did not work, so I was waiting for the console version. I played the first couple minutes. I got a little cage. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of classes, a lot of stuff to choose from.
Is it like Skyrim at all, or is it more similar?
Well, there is a first-person mode.
There is a first-person mode. See, I didn't know that.
There is a third-person mode.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking forward to trying it out. It's been so time-consumed with Destiny.
Those dailies, man. The dailies and the weeklies.
The new expansion is great.
It's phenomenal.
If anybody has not checked that out,
yeah, if you guys are Destiny fans, or if you haven't played Destiny yet, definitely check it out. The game itself is phenomenal.
It's great.
It's a first-person shooter / RPG / MMO. Like, they don't even know what do they call it? What's the exact name?
It's like a shared world shooter.
Shared world shooter. That's what they're calling it. Yes. But it's basically like an MMO, though.
Don't listen to this guy, because I told him that Destiny was getting good, and he told me, no, it's shit, it's a bad game. Then what did he do? He got a copy and played it and said, okay, you're going to help me or not. So let me
explain this. What happened, okay? So I played Destiny like religiously when it first came out, and everyone said it's a shit game, don't bother with it, blah,
Vanilla
blah.
was crap.
Yeah, no one liked it. I enjoyed it. I got up to like level 28 out of 30, and then the expansion for the Dark World came out.
Dark Below.
Dark Below. Sorry, that's what it was. So the expansion for Dark Below, the Hive expansion came out, the first expansion. And they added a few new features, they added a few new things, weapons, they added a second raid, and I didn't have a team to do raid with, so I was kind of stuck at this level 28 without having the ability of getting the top gear from raids, so I couldn't do anything.
And then I swooped in.
Before that,
at
that point I stopped playing the game, and I officially sold it when the new expansion came out. And as I sold it, like 2 days later, he was like, oh, the new expansion's phenomenal, blah, blah, blah. So I was like forced to get it, and now I'm hooked again. So it's mostly what I'm playing is Destiny, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 2, as well as Final Fantasy A Realm Reborn, which I'm always playing. You can always find me on the Siren server. I'm a paladin. I'll tank you through anything. Let's go.
Great game too. I'm looking forward to that expansion. I haven't played in a couple months. Yeah. I'm gonna definitely. I'm definitely gonna.
A lot of the new abilities from the classes are gonna be phenomenal. I mean, Paladin has their new I forgot what it's called. It's like a divinity aura. They actually have it lets you it buffs up like your team members when you use it, and then you'll have a whole a big shield. It's going to be like a one-time use shield, and it's going to be able to deflect either a magic or a physical attack, which is the first time we've ever seen that in the game. We don't have like shell or any of the magic defensive moves. So it's going to be really interesting, as well as other classes who are going to get new abilities like Monk, they just released, as well as a few other classes. And I'm excited to see the new ones. Dark Knight, phenomenal. I love tanking. So Dark Knight I'm excited for.
I'm definitely going to probably pick it up. It's the only game I could get my girlfriend to play. Certain ones, that's one of the ones.
Anything MMO she'll play.
Anything MMO she will play. She will give it a look, and The Sims. That's it. That's it. So that's pretty much what we're playing. We're always on. We're always doing stuff.
Right.
As Matt said, there will be a stream set up so that you guys can check us out. You can check him out on his channel. You can check out my stream as well. Everything will be linked.
Yep.
So let's talk about E3. I know myself.
That's what we're all hyped for.
This
right?
is
coming.
This is like fucking Christmas in June for me. I think it's.
But you don't get to buy anything.
You don't get to buy anything. You don't get to buy anything.
You know what you do? You prepare your Christmas list.
You
now.
prepare your Christmas list now. It's gonna get good. It's
get good.
Every year it's just get good. Every year it gets me. I get really excited for E3 because
he makes a party out of it.
I make a party out of it every year. Yeah. Every year, except this year will be different. We will be doing a video right after the conferences, discussing what happened. The shocks, the oohs, the ahs, the what wasn't there.
So it's fresh.
Why Half-Life wasn't there for like 7 years. Not like most people care.
Wait, what?
Well, Half-Life.
Oh, Half-Life.
He doesn't even know. Like, he doesn't even remember. It's on the radar. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting. What are you most excited about for E3?
Oh boy. Well, I'm really hyped for so when if they show Final Fantasy 15, they didn't say they were gonna show it yet, but if they do show it, I'd be super hyped for that. I mean, I played the Duske demo that you get from buying Type 0, and it was just phenomenal. I played it. It's like a 2-hour demo that I played just for hours on end, and they updated it. They actually updated the demo with a bunch of new features. And some of the features in that game are just phenomenal. It's basically Kingdom Hearts meets Final Fantasy, and I've been hooked on that. And then Kingdom Hearts 3, they give vague. They showed like the teaser. They gave some vague synopsis on it, but it wasn't. They didn't show much last year. They just showed the teaser. So I'm hoping that they show a lot more this year. As well as a lot of I'm a big indie game fan. Some of my favorite games on the indie is like Ether 1. They just released on PS4. Killing Floor is one of my favorite indie games. And a lot of indie developers. Unfinished Swan.
Unfinished Swan, yeah.
That was a phenomenal
Fantastic
game.
game.
So I'm looking forward to a lot of games like that, Shovel Knight and stuff like that. So they're gonna show a few more. One of them being, hold on, I have it over here.
I actually just want real quick touch on the Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 3, a lot of people are very excited for it. We all know it's been a long time. In addition to Kingdom Hearts 3, for someone like myself, because I played them a long time ago. I played the first one, didn't really play the second one. I dabbled a little bit. I'd want an HD remaster on the current gen consoles.
Yes.
I definitely think it should happen.
All of it, the same way they did it for PS3, but if you have all of them on one CD and just play them, they got to bring it to
Xbox because they are bringing Kingdom Hearts 3 to Xbox.
That's true.
So
you're right.
How are you going to get the Xbox community familiar with the series?
Right. I
Square.
I am
sick of the HD
Square
remaster.
is not a stupid. I mean, they made some stupid choices until recently. I feel like they started picking it back up. I don't think they're gonna fuck up like that. I think they're gonna be able to add in and be smart enough to show that this E3. But you never know. You
honestly never know with them because they could be hot or cold. They're definitely one of those companies. You could definitely see some big games that they're gonna announce. Other big dogs other than Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. But we'll get back to that.
There's another game I want to talk about real quick. Salt and Sanctuary is a PC game as of right now, I think. It's also coming to PS4. It's by Ska Studios.
Is it available on Steam?
This game, it's not available as of right now. It's going to be available this year. I know some people who have early access to the game and have played it. Like demos and stuff like that.
Okay.
Check out Vatsy Vidya on YouTube. He has actually a small review on the game. And the game itself is literally it's 2D Dark Souls. Like if you're a Dark Souls fan, if you like Bloodborne, if you like From Software, it's 2D Dark Souls where
not
it has.
For me, then.
Yeah,
it's not for me. Then. It's definitely not for me. Then. I will not be playing Salt and Sanctuary. Sorry.
Yeah, Salt and Sanctuary. So it's like a Gothic style 2D game. And it's just menacing and ruthless, just like the Souls games, and it has that whole immersive dark atmosphere and almost helpless atmosphere that those games portray, fantasy style, games. So I just want to say look out for that one if you're a huge Bloodborne, a Dark Souls fan, From Software fan, by Ska Studios. It's coming this year, and there's going to be at E3, so expect that.
That'll definitely be I will not check it out because I'll just get mad.
It's going to be a popular, I would say, indie title.
Now, I want to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
We just touched on Dark Souls. We've been touching on Dark Souls since we started. That's actually one of Matt's favorite games.
Yes, it is.
You can see him rage sometimes if you'd like. Dark Souls 3. I have to bring it up. I have to just bring it up.
How did I forget that?
How did you forget? Dark Souls 3 looks fucking phenomenal.
Okay, so
I love what they're fucking doing with the
for those of you who haven't caught up with it, Dark Souls From Software, I don't know if it was a leak or what happened.
It was pretty much, honestly, alright, so what happened was it was a leak. It leaked a little bit, then more promotional art came out, then more stuff leaked out.
Okay.
It was definitely a big leak, a lot of images. It looked a lot like Bloodborne, to be honest with you.
Yeah?
It looked a lot
I mean, they said, the other thing that they said, from the screenshots they showed, it seemed very Gothic. It kept the Dark Souls fantasy, but you're right, it does look a lot like Bloodborne in like the Gothic style that it seems to have, the dark essence that it has in the gameplay. They also showed a small smidgen and mentioned it in some article that they're gonna add a new mechanic where you'll be able to drag undead and move them to the bonfire and sacrifice them. I don't know what that's for, or
I think it's
if
just
that's
a new sacrifice. It is official.
I'm
pretty sure it's official. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a new sacrificing ritual for the characters. I'm
but
pretty sure.
But what does the feature entail?
What does it actually do? We'll find out more next week.
Similar to I guess if you play Dark Souls 2, the Sublime bone dust that lets you renew your Estus flask and something like that. So I'm sure it's going to be a feature like that. The other thing that they mentioned is that it might be a Sony exclusive for those who have
the
played.
Content.
Yeah.
Content-wise.
Yeah.
Speculation. We're talking speculation
This is
right
speculation.
Now.
So
Sony definitely, with what happened with Bloodborne, it sold more than they wanted.
Yeah.
They have a really great relationship with From Software, Bandai Namco.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dark
early
Souls
content.
3, similar to Demon Souls and Bloodborne, that it would be exclusive. If anything, a timed exclusive, I feel like, if they do that.
It's possible. I mean, I would bank more honestly on a content exclusivity deal, like how they do with Call of Duty. 60 days early, you get the first expansion.
Yeah.
And it'll come out on Xbox.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But that's is that going to be shown at E3? I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
It will. I also read a while ago that the Bloodborne expansion will be there.
Oh right, I forgot about that. There is a Bloodborne expansion, but they haven't talked much about it.
They haven't.
They haven't. All right. Now we're talking about Sony exclusives. We should mention No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. Wow.
This is another great indie game by Hello Games developer and publisher.
I remember when this game was revealed.
At last year's E3.
No, actually,
right? Was it last year's E3?
2000. I might be wrong. 2013 or 14 VGA Awards. It was actually
really
there, and then the studio got flooded.
Did they really?
They got flooded. They had to postpone the project, and then they came back. This is from the people who made Joe Danger. So very
Joe Danger. I don't remember.
Joe Danger. You're on a motorcycle. You're going through shit and fire and all that fucking shit.
Phenomenal.
There you go. My description.
Phenomenal. Okay, so, the game promotes. What they promote is this open world, expansive, explorative. Universe in general. It's just a huge ass universe that you could explore with other people and different planets and aliens. And they said to explore the entire universe within the game, it would take what was it, 100 years or something like that?
Honestly,
I don't remember the exact number.
I think it uses that,
but it's some crazy number that you would not be able to explore the entire game in your lifetime.
I think it brings in more of that I'm not getting the term right now, where the content just generates on its own.
Oh, yes.
I feel like you're gonna what it's gonna
similar
do
to Minecraft.
Exactly. So it's gonna be like
and
Minecraft.
Subnautica is another popular game that showed up recently. All those like clone. I wouldn't call them clone games because they're all a little different. But yeah, essentially that genre is like being huge. But this is supposed to be like, since Minecraft, supposed to be like the next game in this genre.
Like, you could explore one part, but eventually it's just going to keep changing. And,
exactly.
We don't get many original games like that anymore.
Right, and I'm curious to see the different types of planets. Like, they could say the world is expansive and we're going to have billions of planets and stuff, but if it's like rehashing of the same backgrounds and the same areas and stuff like that, I mean, you could make 100,000 planets of all the same thing. It's like Slender clones in one game.
I want a fucking release date. I want a release date already.
Hopefully we see that this
E3
then.
End of this year.
A little more. They showed a lot of gameplay, so
a lot. I mean, it should almost be done by now.
I agree.
Assume.
I agree. Yeah. See, they did show it last year. They showed the gameplay. So I mean, I want to see. You're right. An official date.
An official release date. I feel like it's time. I want to bring up a game, a big game, a game that everybody was waiting for, that I wish they waited for.
We were hyping for this.
We were hyping for this. I'll be straight up and honest. I only played a little bit of each of these games. I liked them. I liked the concept. I just never got behind it. Maybe I was too young. Maybe I just, wasn't into it. Fallout 4. I think that gamers have, clamored for this game. And I wish they would have waited till E3 to just fucking announce it. Their conference is Sunday.
They had the whole Twitch event live last week, and that was really cool. That was quite awesome, and I gave them credit for that. The anticipation and the leak and the timer and everything.
Everybody knew it was finally happening.
Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting for it, and we knew it was happening.
Everybody
was
was
just
wanting
a matter of when. And I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff on analysis of the trailer, and a lot of people believe it's going to be taking place in Boston. I think
I've heard Boston.
Yeah,
I think Boston is actually
I see a lot of Boston.
Almost.
Really,
a lot of almost confirmed.
So I mean, like, I'm interested. I was hoping New York City, but what can you do there? But Boston is going to be pretty interesting. I'm pretty hype on that, and I'm excited to see them at E3. And Bethesda in general, I mean, Bethesda has Fallout. They have Doom coming up. Doom's going to be pretty interesting.
Doom is going to be big.
I'm a big fan of the Doom series. I like horror, and that was one of my favorite games growing up. So I'm pretty excited to see a new Doom. And what's it called? They did Evil Within, which didn't do well, but was pretty good for a horror game. And I wouldn't be surprised if they show Evil Within 3.
They published it.
Right. But I mean,
it will be at their conference.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
I definitely, honestly, another speculation. I think we will see a sequel. I guarantee a sequel. That game was phenomenal. That was probably like.
So I'm excited to see if they do that. I'd be hyped for that.
Oh my god.
The other thing that they're doing is a new Wolfenstein. No. I thought
the Old Blood just came out.
But the Old Blood, but I think they're doing another. Are they showing another one? I mean, Bethesda doesn't have much to show.
The New Blood was amazing,
and their panel. I mean, if they just do their entire panel on Elder Scrolls and Fallout, I mean, that would be really disappointing.
Yeah, there's definitely
to be honest.
They have to have new games because honestly,
there's a rumor that they might have a new IP, which I'd be okay with.
I think it's time.
Yeah,
I think it's time.
They have a lot of sequels. They bought a lot of rights to other games. And it's about time that they make their own new IP with their ideas.
They should. They have a great team there. That team works tirelessly on all their games. I think that what I've been saying to a lot of people is, don't be surprised if you see a Skyrim HD remaster. Don't be surprised.
You think so?
Don't be
surprised.
So? Honestly, they are the last studio.
I definitely heard the rumors for it, but I don't know. Personally, I don't think it might happen, but you never know, right?
You really never know, because they are the only studio right now, one of the only studios that hasn't jumped into the HD remaster area.
That's true.
I feel like,
and I mean, I like that whole aspect, the HD remastered area for certain games. I feel like they're going ham with
certain
it. It's a little
games.
Ridiculous.
Let's use an example. Like Darksiders 2, the game barely broke like 2 million copies sold, and you want to make an HD remaster.
Do they really?
Yeah, confirmed yesterday.
It was confirmed yesterday?
Yesterday. Actually, let me get that.
I mean, it has its cult base, like its cult fans, but I haven't played the game, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's definitely some games just shouldn't be remastered. bastard. Let's leave them alone. Let's leave certain games by themselves.
Now, let's talk about Microsoft a little bit. We're talking a lot about Sony and Bethesda and some other companies.
Microsoft, what do they got going right now?
Halo?
Let's talk about Halo. I feel like we have to talk about Halo.
So, before anything, let's get this down a little bit. I'm a big Sony fan. He's a big Microsoft fan. But I think we're bringing him to the dark side.
You might be.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I do like Microsoft. I do like the Xbox. I do like a lot of the games on the console, like the exclusives and stuff. But in my opinion, I prefer PlayStation overall. I've always grown up with it.
Definitely this gen.
Definitely this gen. Last gen, I'll give Xbox 360.
They definitely had a hold on last gen.
So this gen, it seems like they're winning. Sony's winning definitely. But so Microsoft, some exclusives.
Yeah, let's.
They showing Halo 5.
Hey, let's talk about Halo 5 for just a second.
Halo 5, right?
I feel like after Master Chief Collection, we really shouldn't talk about Halo. But I will speak about Halo just because I feel like it's my duty as a Halo fan to speak about Halo. Halo 5, I played the beta when it first released on the Master Chief Collection. Mm-hmm. Played about 2 matches. I just was not interested.
Really?
I really just don't feel like the multiplayer went the way I wanted it to go. I feel like it was too much new. I feel like, and what I mean by that is they had a good formula going with Halo. I feel like with Halo 3, that was a great multiplayer.
Right. Halo 2, I still think
Halo 2 is one of the best multiplayers, close to GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Halo 4 really kind of lost it. And I feel like with Halo 5, they're kind of going deeper into that multiplayer hole. One of the big things that upset me about Halo 5 with the new info dump of it is that there is no local split screen. That is huge.
That game lived on co-op. Like, the original Halo, even though it was only 2-player split screen, and then they brought it up to 4-player after that. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm talking local co-op. I mean, we could still play each other, and I could still beat you, but campaign co-op local, which is very depressing.
That's really sad.
They substituted 4-player online co-op, which.
They're really pushing that online.
That
thing.
online co-op.
I mean, that's 343 Studios, but it's really disappointing. I mean, I didn't play the beta from the Halo Master Chief Collection, but I did watch a lot of people on stream play, and it actually looks like they took concepts from Advanced Warfare from Call of Duty.
A lot of sliding,
threw it in Halo. And while I like the aspect that Call of Duty went with it, I don't know if I feel the same way about Halo. I mean, Halo was all about the jumps and the you know what I mean, and the way the mechanics of the game work. So I don't know how well that'll work. I think now here's where I think Call of Duty failed a bit, is that they added these features to get around the map and more immersive and mobile environments and stuff, but they made the maps the same size. While the maps I believed in Call of Duty were still pretty good, their maps were too small for the new features that they added. It was way too easy to get around. So I hope Halo. I mean, I've always praised Halo on their map.
I think their maps is fantastic. It's always been great.
Yeah,
that's always been a good.
I'm worried how that works for our maps now. So I'm hoping that the maps aren't as small as they have been. Whereas I'll be able to get around the map even quicker than I already have since they added Sprint to Halo 4. So I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking, and I'm
not really ready for what it's
gonna be. I mean, storyline-wise, I'm excited.
I think the story's gonna be fantastic.
But now I can't play co-op, so what the fuck's the point?
I can't play with anybody. By myself. What if I have no friends?
Oh man.
God, come on.
But I mean the campaign itself I'm always excited for. I mean, Halo 4's campaign was really good, but the story was kind of like, for me, it wasn't as
it wasn't as deep as I will disagree with you on that.
Right.
I felt the story was pretty good compared to say a 3 or a 2. The only reason I say that is because I really liked what they did with the cutscenes. I know that it was on better hardware, but I feel like they really put together more of a cinematic feel to Halo and brought a more cinematic feel to Halo and making it more relevant in today's world with games. So I'm definitely hoping that they do that with Halo 5.
Yeah. The storyline wise, I'm excited to see where they go with the story. I mean, it seems like they're following the books a little bit now.
Yeah. Agent Locke.
Yeah, with Phoenix, with the Phoenix, the what's it called? What are the monsters again? I haven't played Halo in forever, man.
God,
Prometheans.
why didn't I prepare myself?
Right, Prometheans.
I think they.
The new. No, are they the Prometheans?
I don't actually know.
Wow, it's been a while.
Let's look. Let's just make sure we're right on this one.
What's the new monsters? Aren't they called Prometheans? I thought they were called Prometheans.
Prometheans.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not stupid.
You're right. I didn't know. I wasn't like.
Yeah. So the Prometheans, which are part of the Forerunner race. That's what they are.
Forerunners. That's what. That's the term I was looking for. Was Forerunners.
Okay, Forerunners. Okay. Yeah. So the new Phoenix Forerunner, which they didn't give. If you haven't read the books, and you wouldn't know what the fuck that is, in the books, Master Chief confronts a new Forerunner called the Phoenix, which is the one we see in the teaser trailer and then the trailers. It's the large bird-like thing that's actually on the new poster art that they released, where you have like Master Chief and his crew versus the new guy and his crew.
Agent Locke.
And his crew, and then in the background you see the Phoenix. So, I mean, the Phoenix is going to be really prevalent in the game. And I think what's going to happen is, clearly there's a battle between Agent Locke and Master Chief.
Hunt the truth is what they're saying.
Right. So
who's good, who's bad.
Exactly. And I think plotline-wise, I think it's going to be you have Locke hunting Master Chief, who is deemed a traitor now and has brought about, supposedly, the end of Earth. But I think they're blaming him because he brought about the Phoenix. But I'm sure there's way more to that than they're leading on. You know what I mean? I mean, if like I said, if you read the books, you would probably know more than I do. But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens and if it's the end of Master Chief.
I'm gonna snowball a little thought here. Now this may sound a little ridiculous. I feel like they're the same person.
Who?
Master Chief and Locke.
No.
I feel like they're the same person. In some sort of weird alternate shit. Universe, they are the same person because when you see the trailers, they're both shooting at each other. It's weird in a way because you see Chief dead and then you see Locke dead, and you could see them both from two different perspectives of what's happening. Like they're both in two different areas of the universe. So I feel like they may actually end up being the same person.
No, because and while that's an interesting theory,
it's possible.
I mean, Nightfall, the movie the show where Locke takes place from, where he comes from, it's in the same universe, so it can't be like an alternate reality.
I was under the impression that like Chief was killing himself.
No,
when he was killing Locke. I don't know. It's just what they may look like in the
essentially, what happens is after Master Chief goes rogue, Locke is made into a Spartan unit to track him down,
like another super soldier.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
All right, now
he's the new Master Chief. Okay. Now this is where it becomes interesting because it's like, all right, so clearly they have a showdown. Does Master Chief die in this one? Because I mean, honestly, in Halo 4, we all thought Master Chief was going to be.
I thought Chief was done.
Yeah, we thought Chief was done. And we know from the books that Chief isn't the main hero all the time. There's other big heroes, and I think Locke is supposed to be one of them. So the fact that they're introducing Locke could be interesting as a new main character.
It might be a passing of the mantle.
Exactly.
Like you got to think. Certain characters just outlive their lifetime. Like, look at the Assassin's Creed series. They passed the mantle to, like, 9 different assassins now. It's ridiculous.
Essentially.
But on the last thing I'll say on the Halo front is I feel like 343 definitely is trying. They need to step up their game, but I feel like they're trying to make up to people for what happened with ODST because the multiplayer, they're going to be giving you 20 maps to start off with. You're going to get 15 free through DLC. So that's a lot of maps.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Maybe they'll, tell other people that, hey, you could give out free DLC. It's okay to give them the rest of the game that was originally in there. You can do that.
Yeah, for once.
You can do that. It's okay.
That's not illegal anymore. You're not going to lose money that way. All right, well, you might.
Now, I want to touch on last year's E3 a little bit. A lot of the big dogs come out. We see a lot of the EAs and the Ubisofts. Typically, the EA conference is just filled with, like, shit. To put it lightly, it's a lot of games that aren't even close to done, games that are still concepts. I'm hoping they show some stuff that's actually finished this year. Like, I don't want to just see sports games. I don't want to just see the typical like EA Sports bring the basketball or football player on the stage and have them play themselves in the game. I don't want to see that. I want to see like Need for Speed. I want to see Star Wars Battlefront. I want to see this project that Visceral's working on. I want to see this Star Wars project that they are working on.
Star Wars project that was out. Where is that?
I think it's right there.
Here we go. So there is a Visceral projects being done. What's it called? Visceral's doing a Star Wars project.
They are making it. Yeah. If you're not familiar with Visceral, they are the creators of Dead Space,
right?
One of our favorite series.
And
Dante's Inferno.
Exactly.
They've made some really great games, and they also recently worked on Battlefield Hardline.
Right, which in my opinion was very good, but the multiplayer was lacking a little bit.
Yeah.
To be fair, but the storyline was way better than
most Battlefields. It didn't try too hard, and I like that.
Yeah, exactly. It did what it did, and it was really just to the point, and gameplay wise, it was really solid.
I want to definitely see what they're going to show here. I feel like back when Disney bought Star Wars, they appointed EA to work on the games, and they said, here, listen, we got a bunch of games that are like concepts people want, like everybody wants Battlefront. DICE, perfect developer for Battlefront. With Visceral, I feel like we're going to see an RPG. I feel
Star Wars RPG?
Yeah, I feel like we might see that Star Wars 1313 that we saw a couple years ago.
Explain to me what that was. I do vaguely remember that name.
Okay, so you played as a bounty hunter. It was a project way back when. It was announced back at the Watch Dogs E3 conference.
Wow.
Well, Ubisoft revealed Watch Dogs. EA revealed
Star Wars.
It wasn't 13, EA. I'm not sure what conference it was at. I'm not 100% certain. It was Star Wars 1313. Everybody speculated it's a next gen title. It looked absolutely stunning. And it eventually got canceled during the acquisition of LucasArts to EA.
Okay.
I think we're going to see it again. People want that game so bad. You take the role as a bounty hunter, and pretty much it was just a different side of the Star Wars universe that you didn't see.
Right.
Not like a Force Unleashed. It was definitely more violent.
Do you think that would have played more like a Monster Hunter type of game, or more like a typical RPG where you go out into the universe?
I think it might have been an RPG shooter, kind of like what you see with Mass Effect, which we'll touch on in a minute. I definitely feel like it was definitely going in the direction of Mass Effect.
Okay. Because, they could definitely do that, but, as a bounty hunter, like, the way I would portray a game like that, like, as a bounty hunter would be, like, mission style, like Monster Hunter or Toukiden and other portable games like that, although it would be on a console, and it would be, the way... Like I said, the way I'd portray that is, like, you'd have your equipment, you go on a quest to kill a certain target. You know what I mean? And then you'd have, like, smaller enemies, and you'd be able to gather materials and stuff like that. Yeah. But that would be... I feel like you're right, that would be a little strange for a Star Wars
It would be, but, at the end of the day, most games need a refresh. Most games need something new. Not one single game is limited to a certain certain area of expertise.
Right.
Like a certain genre. Like, if Halo wanted to be an RPG, Halo would be an RPG. Halo was a shooter, and it was an RTS.
Yeah.
You never know.
The Halo Wars was sad, though.
Oh my god!
As an RTS,
I liked it.
Okay, as an RTS fan, it was pretty sad.
All right. Yeah, anyway,
I would like to see from Visceral. Now you mentioned an almost like an RPG style game and a bounty hunter game, the 1313 game. I'd like to see now, because they did mention that they were not having it in Star Wars Battlefront, a ship based game. A space battle game.
Take me back.
Yeah, right?
I would love
now, if
games.
Visceral and Visceral did Dead Space, so they get that whole area of like space pretty well, I feel
definitely.
like. You know what I mean? That whole universal grasping and the essence of space and gravity and stuff like that. So I think having a starship game, like a starship battle game or something like that, I think they could definitely do.
Those games are so good on PlayStation.
I'd like to see that. I don't know if it'll actually happen.
If that happens again, I will probably play the same race over and over again. There was one on PS2, I think it was. I don't know which one it was. I don't remember which one it was, but it was absolutely
we're all. I'm sure you all who are Battlefront fans are set on the fact that they're not going to have space battles. At least until there's supposedly a rumor. I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but at least until the DLC comes out, it'll be a separate DLC. Although I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen. So we'll see.
The ground battles look good enough.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But I guess everyone wanted, space battles, so hopefully maybe Visceral's doing their own side project.
Can't ask for too much, people.
Now, speaking of space battles, we'll go to Mass Effect, is it a exclusive this year?
It will be at the EA conference. It is not console exclusive. The game has no title yet.
It's just Mass Effect 4.
They're saying Mass Effect 4, but we all know depressing Shepard will not be back. If he is back, that's kind of weird.
Right.
I don't really know how he would be back. But everybody's been waiting for this. Last year we got a glimpse of it. As I said, EA likes to show off games that aren't even finished or close to done, and they showed us a glimpse of a character and a ship. That's all we got, and a guy looking at like an oracle. That's all we got. I personally, I want to see this game this year, and I want to see a full gameplay reveal, because after 2 was one of the best games I've ever played, I think.
Yeah.
1 was good. It was a little slow. They fixed the pacing issue with 2. 3 was okay. Nobody really liked it because
no
your
one
choices.
That ending.
Nobody liked the ending. That's
and then
like,
and then they made the DLC ending, and they were like, "Oh, we fucked up."
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I played the games vaguely. Like, I played 3 a little bit, and I know I've read a lot about the ending. Trust me, I heard it from a few friends who are huge BioWare fans. So it was really disappointing to see that franchise happen. That happened to that franchise. So I'm excited to see what they do with this. Although a lot of the rumored and speculation around the storyline is that he gets the original scene in the first game where he touches the indoctrination thing. The whole game is him being indoctrinated. Yeah. So they're gonna can the entire plot and everything that happened, which is, I mean, it's a good way to bring back your character, I guess.
But it's not a reboot. It's not a reboot.
Right.
It's like a subplot story.
I mean, this is all just speculation, though. So
we won't know until Monday.
Exactly. So when we see it at E3, we'll know exactly a lot more. Hopefully, I'm hoping they show a lot more.
No multiplayer, please. Just regular.
I mean, the Horde mode was pretty cool. I played a lot of that on 3, but I mean, if you focus, I mean, you saw what happened when they added the multiplayer. Most games didn't focus on the storyline.
Some games like this don't need multiplayer. Don't give them.
You don't need it. It's nice though.
It is nice. It's a nice addition.
I like multiplayer.
Focus on the story. Get it right. That's what.
There you go. Exactly. Learn from Ubisoft, who fucked up with Assassin's Creed, right?
I just want to see it. And another thing I want to see: don't put it on last gen consoles. Don't do that.
Oh yeah, they need to stop that.
They need to stop it because it's hurting development.
I agree. I mean, like, it's sad that last gen is being kicked out so early now. It's only been it's been a little over a year, right?
Well, it's going to be 2 years.
It's going to be 2 years
in October.
Yeah. They said, I remember initially when they announced the new consoles, they said they're going to give these old consoles a lifespan of another 3 years.
3 years, yeah, 3
right?
years.
And it's only been 2, and you can already see. Or not even 2 yet, and you can already see that no games are coming out for these consoles anymore. I mean, look what happened with Mortal Kombat X that just got canned. They said they don't even know if they want to bring the game to consoles. They can't do it. So all these games have such high requirements that you can't play them on the old console. So I think they're eventually, if not stop supporting it, then they're gonna stop making games for it.
Yeah, they're just outsourcing the development now, and it's just. It's hurting the games, but it's also hurting the games that are being developed by the primary developer.
Exactly.
I don't understand. I want to touch on another thing that's going to be at the Microsoft conference. Now, this game really made a big splash when they said it was going to be an exclusive, timed or not timed. I don't know. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this game. Tomb Raider, the newest reboot, was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Square did Eidos and Square did a really good job with that reboot. I mean, they essentially stole a lot of concepts from Uncharted. I wouldn't say steal. But
Uncharted stole from Tomb Raider. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. So, I mean, the game itself, I'm not a huge fan of Uncharted. So when I played the Tomb Raider series, the reboot, and I liked the old when I was younger, I played a lot of it. So to see Lara Croft in such a good graphical state, like an actual character, with a personality, with normal body proportions,
and a personality, and
yeah, exactly. To see this character come to life, was really amazing, and then the whole beginning of it. So it's really nice to have the reboot. It's really nice to see her grow up grow as a character. And the gameplay was just brutal. It was fantastic. It was gory. It was graphic. It was solid.
It was great.
It was really good. Awesome. And even the multiplayer. Now, the multiplayer didn't need to be in the game. It was another one of those games
didn't need it, but it didn't hurt the single player.
Exactly. It didn't hurt the single player, and the multiplayer wasn't terrible. I actually played it for a little bit, trying to get achievements here and there, but the game was good. The game was solid. Everything was good about it. I had no qualms.
I definitely liked it. Now, the only thing I'm really confused about is how this became a Microsoft exclusive. Now, I understand Microsoft pulled the money hat on it. I get it.
They always do.
They always do.
They flip that hat,
but they need to. I'll say this: they need to because they need to compete with Uncharted. And I feel like this year they had Sony's number because I'm sure they knew that Uncharted 4 is going to get delayed. This game, it's going to be not even a competition with this in an Uncharted collection. People are going to want Rise of the Tomb Raider. People are going to go out and buy consoles for Rise of the Tomb Raider. Mm-hmm. It's honestly, it's a big deal. Whether it's timed or not, 6 months timed exclusive.
I mean,
that could hurt Sony.
Personally, like I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait for that because I have an Xbox One, but I'm getting rid of it.
God, why would you fucking do that?
I'm getting rid of it to my dad. Okay, I'll be able to play it when I go to his house.
Why?
But I'm essentially gonna have it for exclusives.
Or come to my house and play.
But I would rather wait to have it on PS4. He's right. I'll come to
I'll
beat it for him.
No.
He's like, no, I'm going to play this one.
I'll finish it before you even get
here.
here.
No, I'm going to wait on this one, and as hype as I am for this game, I'll wait for it to come out on PS4. But even then, I think Microsoft, in my opinion, Microsoft totally screwed up with the whole timed exclusive thing. I think if you're going to get an exclusive, at least get it as an exclusive.
Get it exclusive, yeah.
Exclusively. Like, if they did now, Square's not done. Like I said, Square knows what they're doing recently. They weren't going to make that a time, especially since Tomb Raider's been done so well.
Yeah, they wouldn't
Sony.
make it a full exclusive.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's probably the best that Microsoft could have done, to be fair.
Like Titanfall. Titanfall was...
It's a timed exclusive,
full exclusive.
Well, the first
it's over.
one.
It's over. That exclusive deal is over.
And now Titanfall 2 is going to be... Do you think we're going to see this E3?
No, I don't think
so. No?
Respawn said they won't be there. They could be, fucking with us and they'll actually be there. But
I mean, it probably is. If anything, I'd say a closed doors thing.
It might be a closed doors
thing, or maybe
at
Gamescom.
That's definitely possible.
Yeah,
that's definitely possible. Gamescom.
Absolutely.
Anything that's not here will be at Gamescom.
Exactly. Every year happens.
It always happens.
So, I mean, Resident Tomb Raider. Now, what do you think the story? I mean, they really didn't give too much on the synopsis of the game. What do you think the story is going to be about?
I know that there's a comic. I read about 2 issues of it. There's a comic in between the first one and this one.
Okay. I'm
not sure how many issues there are of it. I know I have 4 of them.
Really?
I read them. Yeah.
This guy.
You didn't even know. I had 4 of them. They're pretty good. So what it does is, she has like more Lara Croft misadventures. Going off, saving people.
So
more
the small
random,
adventures in between this really big one.
Crazy shit happening to her. How she ends up in these mountains and where she is.
Because the game
have no idea yet.
Now the game they showed in the trailer, right, that it takes place in a large mountain and obviously she goes into a cave and a tomb.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think? Like, how did she eventually get there?
I feel like something may have happened. I feel like
no shit
something happened, but I feel like something wasn't finished from the first game. And I feel like it was like an unfinished deal type of thing that she needed to go back and finish off.
But this isn't the same island, is it?
I don't know. They haven't said. I mean, this is all more speculation.
No. There's no way. I mean, this mountain is all snowy and everything. That wasn't in the first one. The first one was more tropical. This has to be like Himalayas or something.
That's probably true.
Now, I'm also curious as why it's the Rise of the Tomb Raider. I mean, the last game was just Tomb Raider, and it was clearly the beginning of her. It was her first ever
origin. Yeah.
Yeah. So why is this one Rise of the Tomb Raider? I have no clue. I mean,
I feel like she becomes more.
Mature?
Of a prominent, mature female character in this game. I feel like she's going to really come into her own, and you're going to see a lot of that Tomb Raider that you saw back in the day on PlayStation and stuff like that. I feel like she's definitely going to become more of a powerful woman in this game than she was in the first one.
It's possibly that this is the Rise of the Tomb Raider because this is where she takes on her role as a Tomb Raider. Because before in the first one, she was the Tomb Raider, but that was because she was forced into the situation.
She was forced into the situation.
Yes.
And her instincts adapted her to become that way, but I feel like now it's a choice. I feel like now she does this because she has to.
Because she wants to, too.
And
it's following her father's footsteps, right?
Yeah,
that's
her
the
father.
whole plot line.
It's her father, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fucking fantastic ride, so I'd expect a full gameplay reveal on Monday.
Absolutely.
I definitely expect it. I expect it to be one of the highlights of their conference. I think it's going to be a really big deal, a big gameplay reveal. I'm hearing release date November.
Okay.
Check Amazon.com. I don't know.
Check Amazon. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Don't quote me, please, because I don't know. Now let's talk about another exclusive that
but for PlayStation.
But for PlayStation.
Yes, yes.
I know, bouncing around a little bit, but there's just so many games we want to cover because this is our E3 show. Let's talk about a game that is coming to PlayStation as an exclusive.
One of the most competitive games.
One of the most competitive games. One of the biggest game franchises ever to grace consoles.
Yeah.
Street Fighter V. Now, I do not understand, and I read an article yesterday, IGN, that said that it's not coming to Xbox ever, it's full exclusive.
It's an exclusive to PS4.
Now, I don't know where Capcom needed help making this game or how Sony funded the game because Street Fighter is a big deal, and they even got Ultra Street Fighter on the PlayStation 4 now. Bad port, don't play it. But you know, I wonder why this is a full PlayStation exclusive. I mean, we could speculate all day, but I mean, people are going to be upset. I know a few people that actually are upset because they want to play it on the Xbox.
I mean, like, to be fair, Street Fighter is one of those games that has always been a PlayStation exclusive until recently. You know, between like 1, 2, 3, and you know, Ultra and Turbo and all the friggin' variations, right? So it's as of recently, since 4. It's before 4, it's always been an exclusive. So to see 5 an exclusive is not really a surprise. It only is because 4 was on Xbox. You know what I mean? But like I said, to be fair, it's the game itself. Now I feel I'm a big fighter fan. I love BlazBlue. I love
definitely plays better on PlayStation. Let's
Marvel vs. Capcom. Exactly. The game itself is definitely made for PlayStation. PlayStation has the better controller for it. I mean, generally you might want to use a fight pad for this game. Most people, I feel like, use it, just like Mortal Kombat. But, I mean, in general, it belongs on Sony.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It definitely
really does.
You know. I definitely think you're right. It does. But, it definitely does belong on a Sony console because of the controller.
The game itself, it looks phenomenal. They have a new engine. They have, what's it called? A whole new system of fighting. I guess like the turbo and whatnot. They have adding a lot more characters. And the teaser, the small gameplay trailer shows what looks like to be Dark Ryu or Ryu, however you want to pronounce it. Everyone pronounces it. Yeah, fuck you guys, you all pronounce it differently. I don't know what's what. It's Ryu. I call it Ryu.
I think it's Ryu too.
But yeah, a dark Ryu and or Akuma. I don't know the details. I mean, the games have a storyline, but I mean, no one really pays attention. But the game itself looks phenomenal.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Right? I think the graphic engine looks great. I mean, if you
on next gen, it's just beautiful.
It's beautiful. The other games looked really good too. I mean, when they were on last gen with the cell shade, I thought it looked awesome. I don't know. At least, hopefully, it won't be a bad port.
I mean, yeah,
like what just happened? God, that was terrible.
Yeah, that would be sad. I mean, they have a lot of features like the alpha counters and the V gauge and stuff like that, the V trigger. So a lot of those things are new. Some of them are coming back, and they're gonna be able. It looks like it's similar to Marvel vs. Capcom 3's X Factor a little bit.
God, I love that game.
And that game is phenomenal. I mean,
oh my God.
If personally, when it comes to fighters, Marvel vs. Capcom is my favorite, but Street Fighter definitely started it, and it's on-running franchise that's gonna go on forever. But if they showed another Marvel vs. Capcom,
I was just gonna touch on that.
Capcom would be smart to do that.
If Capcom gave Sony Street Fighter 4, who's to rule out that they give Microsoft Marvel vs. Capcom 3? You just never know with them because no one knew about this. No one knew that this was going to happen.
Capcom always changes what they're going to do. I mean, they fucked up with not keeping Mega Man, and now Mighty Number 9 is coming out the end of this year.
Yeah.
And that game looks phenomenal. I mean, it's literally his Mega Man.
Just a soul successor.
Exactly.
Much, but a really good soul successor.
They are commercials?
Ladies and gentlemen, Street Fighter V is very real, and it is very, very different from Street Fighter 4.
We have a portion of IGN. Sorry.
Yeah, somehow started playing. I don't even know how that happened. He was like possessed.
That's right.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
And then, speaking of companies that don't know what they're doing, let's talk about Konami a little bit.
Oh my God.
We have to.
Why?
Okay,
what the fuck?
We all know what happened with Konami where they dropped out of the race.
Konami.
Okay, that's a little much. We all know they dropped out of the race, and it's unfortunate because Konami had a lot of great titles. Metal Gear, I think the last one's coming out. This is going to be the last one.
The last one,
what's it called? Kojima is dipping.
He's done.
He's done.
They told him to get out.
And then there was the whole issue with Silent Hills, which if you haven't played this demo on Silent Hills, I'm sorry.
PT. I still have it.
Yeah. Fuck you. I actually deleted mine on accident.
What an ass.
Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't played it, it's a phenomenal demo. It's like 2 hours long, and it's the scariest thing I've ever played. I love horror games, and that game is scary as shit. And Kojima knows how to make difficult puzzle games, and it's not too difficult. I mean, it was a little over the top, but that was just a demo. And Norman Reedus was supposed to be in it.
Norman Reedus. If you watch Walking Dead, you know that he is the fucking man.
Daryl. Yeah,
pretty much.
So
every female loves him.
It's really. He's swooning right now. I see it. He got a little thing going on. But Norman Reedus even said that he doesn't know what's happening with the game. It's totally up in the air. So it's really, really sad. And then there was the whole rumor that it was going to be
speculation time again.
Yeah, it's speculation. There was a whole rumor that it was going to be on Xbox One. Although the CEO or whatever,
Phil Spencer said no. Right. But the only reason I'm saying still that it's real is because of who leaked it. I think it was actually Rooster Teeth.
Was it?
Rooster Teeth leaked it. He also leaked Dark Souls 3, and he had on credible authority that Silent Hill would be there at the Microsoft conference as an exclusive. I honestly don't.
Microsoft is good at denying things and then showing them up later. I feel like. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it was there, but at the same time, I don't think Kojima would part. Actually, you know what? That's a lie, because Kojima does like Microsoft.
Well, if Kojima is leaving Konami.
There's no reason he can't join Microsoft.
Where is he going?
Personally, I would like Kojima to start his own developing company.
Or go to Platinum.
Really?
I think he'd go to Platinum. I think he likes him a lot.
What games do Platinum do?
Bayonetta.
Metal
Gear Rising.
DMC. No, DMC is Capcom, right?
DMC is Capcom.
So, I thought Capcom had a part in Bayonetta, no?
No, did they? Were they? No, they didn't. I think it came out at the same time as Devil May Cry. What happened was they published it Platinum, and was it published by Capcom?
It's very possible.
It may have been published by Capcom. I'm not completely. They looked exactly the same. They were made by different developers, but it's the same sort of idea.
So yeah, Kojima on Platinum would be really interesting.
It would be really good.
You'd probably see a lot of action games on.
You'd see a lot more Metal Gear Rising, maybe the one that we actually saw like 6 years ago. That should have happened.
Oh, right.
God, but I wish it was actually good.
It wasn't a terrible game.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't
bad.
Kojima quality.
Yeah, I guess that is very true. So, I'm excited for MGS 5. And, the whole open world thing is going to be great, but I really want to know where Kojima goes. And personally, again, I'd like to see him start his own company. The dude has some phenomenal ideas, and his software and his
Fox engine.
The Fox engine is just a flawless engine, really. Yeah. I haven't seen you don't see too many engines that with that limited amount of problems.
I think you see him on Monday at a conference.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Either Sony or Microsoft. My guess would be Microsoft. Right. I think you're gonna you will possibly see Silent Hills.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna see it.
Now to end it off. We'd like to talk about the Oculus Rift a little.
Yes.
Right? Now, we've talked a lot about games. Let's talk about hardware a little bit. The Oculus Rift just looks phenomenal.
Looks great.
I'm a huge fan of VR. I love PC gaming.
I think it looks great.
And a lot of the new features, like the new controller they added, as well as, which is a huge deal, support for Microsoft.
That is crazy.
The partnership with Microsoft and Oculus Rift is really intriguing.
It makes sense for Oculus, not for Microsoft.
At
all.
Microsoft.
Whatsoever.
Now, Microsoft did announce their HoloLens a while ago.
And that it would work with gaming.
Exactly. But it seems like they're going to drop it after the Oculus Rift support.
Probably in the gaming department and leave it more towards the PC.
Right. Kind of like a Google Glass type of thing.
Google Glass type of thing, not really going into that gaming realm.
It's just disappointing that Microsoft took the whole features for their own hardware and decided to go with a whole different company. Now, for those of you that don't know, the partnership between Oculus Rift and Microsoft is more so focused on the fact that you'll be able to use Oculus Rift streaming Microsoft games. So, for example, I don't know the exact details.
Sunset Overdrive
with the
Forza
Oculus
5,
Rift.
Halo 5 Guardians.
Exactly.
You will be able to stream with Oculus Rift.
As well as Xbox One controller support for Oculus Rift.
In every
games.
Oculus support kit, there will be an Xbox One controller. That is pretty big.
As well as, now on Oculus Rift side, now besides the whole streaming thing with Microsoft, which is really cool in my opinion, but a little sad on Microsoft's part with the HoloLens, is their collaboration, Oculus collaboration with also Square Enix and Harmonix. Now, I don't know what this is going to bring about for the games themselves. If we're going to see, like... if this is Harmonix's way to get back at Guitar Hero for Guitar Hero Live, which looks phenomenal. But, I mean, would you want to see a virtual rock band or virtual... I mean, virtual... Think of Guitar Hero Live, but virtual. That'd be phenomenal.
I don't want to imagine the headache I'm going to get by playing a virtual Guitar Hero. I don't know. Like, if I'm like this... all the time, looking in the screen on my headset.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't really know how I feel about VR in general.
I already know. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people aren't a fan of it. I think it's a phenomenal piece of technology, especially when they added the whole touch controller, which this controller allows you to move your hands and your body to be able to move within the game. Similar to Microsoft's Kinect, but more accurate. Now, they've already had features like this with head tracking and stuff on PC games, which work extremely well, although it is really dizzying. A lot of people have mentioned motion sickness and stuff. So if you have motion sickness, probably
don't use this headset.
Don't use this
you
headset.
will throw up everywhere.
Probably the same thing would probably go with Morpheus, though, too.
We're going to see that half of Sony's conference is dedicated to Morpheus,
which is really going to be amazing.
I think it looks nicer than Oculus, to be honest. I think it looks beautiful.
I think Oculus has more backing them up.
Oh, of course. They're the more relevant VR headset.
But I'll give Sony this, is that Sony definitely has the more technological advancements. And they're, a huge corporate company, so I can't see why they'd have any issues making.
The only reason I don't
supposedly the Morpheus is really good. I mean,
Morpheus is great, but it's only
showed it at the GameStop Expo.
They did, and it actually, the only thing I'd say that Oculus has over Morpheus is more support. I feel like with Facebook owning Oculus, you see a lot of support
from sites
everywhere. You see supports from like movie companies. You see supports from Microsoft, as you just see. You see support from everybody who want to get behind Oculus. Morpheus is more of a platform exclusive VR headset, kind of like what we see with the Samsung Gear headset. They're all
right.
Very
I forgot that Samsung
exclusive.
Also has their own.
Yeah, it only works with their phone, and
that's
it's
really weird.
Supposedly crap. I don't know. I wouldn't buy it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't buy it.
I mean, if it only works with your phone, I mean, to me, that's a little ridiculous.
And only if you have a Note 4. So if you don't have a Note 4, you should.
Really? That's a little shit.
They pretty much said if you don't have a Note 4, go fuck yourself. You can't use a headset.
Now, I mean, like the Oculus Rift, I need to get a dev kit personally, it's coming out this year essentially, right?
Quarter 1, 2016.
That is what they showed in the trailer. You're right.
That could be
I would
anywhere
definitely
from
pick that up.
January to April.
Yeah, and they showed. What was the other game that they showed? With
there was a game.
Oculus
there
Rift?
was a platform
an exclusive.
Yes, there was.
It was developed by. I'm
gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. There was a exclusive game that is coming from them, from Oculus. It is called... Actually, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it looks like a survival horror. Chronos by the X-Vigil devs. If anybody's not...
No, that's not the one.
That's not the one.
That's going to be another exclusive. It's a dungeon crawling RPG.
That's us.
Yes, that's Chronos.
Yeah, it is.
It's a dungeon crawling RPG. That one's going to be good. Now, the thing that gets me with these games, a lot of these exclusives and the games coming out for Oculus is that... Excuse me. They're going to be... I noticed a lot of them are in third person. Now, while that's interesting and everything, I want to see a lot more first person on Oculus.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of
the games on Oculus that are out right now, a lot of the indie development games and stuff, are horror games, are in first person, are phenomenal. So, I mean, to see a lot of third person games on the Oculus is a little disappointing. But yeah, X-Vigil is doing a dungeon crawling RPG, which is the same people who did Darksiders 2. That we made fun of a little before. So, I mean... It looks really good. I mean, Capcom did announce their old dungeon crawler for PS4 about 2 years ago. Deep Down, which I'm still waiting to see.
Yet.
Still waiting to see. I hope they show it this year because that game looks phenomenal. Yeah, right?
Do it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they announced that.
I think it would be. Yeah, After seeing this, I think they know.
Let's see if we can find the other exclusive, the platformer exclusive by... I know you know the developer. The developer's really famous. Go up.
Keep going down.
Yep. We're gonna go down. We're looking for it. We're finding it for you. We
want to make sure
That's my
everything
fault.
is right.
That is indeed my fault.
But VR in general is just crazy. The Microsoft partnership makes sense.
It is. I think it does make
Oculus.
sense. I think it's gonna work well.
Not for Microsoft, it makes sense, but it makes sense for Oculus. So because of that, Microsoft, you get our first fail.
Well, you know what? We'll talk about it. Can't find it. Sorry about that. We'll find it. We'll find it more. We'll find out more about it at E3 anyway. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you're gonna see some stuff, some VR stuff. The Oculus was their show.
Trailer, though.
Now, I just want to touch on one more thing before the end of the show, and I want to talk about a couple of things that aren't going to be there. A little bit of a disappointment, and we'll each pick one game that we're really excited to see or hope to see, like a long shot game, and that'll be it. I think we'll be ending the show with that.
Yeah.
So a couple games that aren't going to be at E3. I'm going to start off with two in general that I read aren't going to be there by IGN. No Scalebound and no Crackdown.
Now, what's Scalebound?
Scalebound is the it's like Bayonetta. It's made by Platinum. It's the Platinum exclusive for Microsoft.
Oh, that's right.
That they showed last year, just a cinematic trailer. You would hope we would get more this year. We're not getting it. We're getting a new Platinum announcement by IGN before E3. We don't know what that is. I honestly have no fucking clue. And no Crackdown. I'm devastated. I actually cried.
No, you didn't.
I didn't cry. I didn't cry, but I'm inside. I cried because I love Crackdown. We're not going to see Crackdown.
Yeah, he likes to get
when
the
they do that.
Crack is crack. He likes that crack. Crackdown.
Crack.
Crack is down.
Crack. Disappointing.
You think so?
Very upsetting.
I mean, they'll show it somewhere else.
Somewhere else eventually, but I hate when they announce games and just don't fucking show them. Don't do that. Hate it.
Okay.
Listen to my show, well, our show, and don't do that.
It's your show. I'm just
whatever. It's whoever's show. It's this water bottle show.
It's Groot's show.
It's Groot. Baby Groot show. Actually, it's Pusheen's show.
Oh, okay.
They yeah, don't do that. Just reveal a game when you're ready to show it. Yeah. What are you upset that's not going to be there?
I mean, we don't know if Square's going to show Final Fantasy. I heard they're going to show their new engine. Like I said, I'm a huge Square fan, so anything that Square doesn't show that they've announced, I will be really upset about.
That'll be the problem.
And I want to see a lot of the games coming out for Oculus. Like, if they don't show gameplay for a lot of the games that they announced for Oculus, or Morpheus, if they don't show some games for Morpheus, I'll be a little disappointed in that. And I want to see more about the indie games, to be honest. Like I said, I'm a huge indie developer fan.
Now, who do you want to see the indies on? Microsoft or Sony?
I definitely want to see... definitely Sony, but I'm curious to see what Microsoft has in the indie market. I mean, they claim that they have it, but it's not there. You don't see it.
They need more.
So, I mean, Sony has a lot of games backing it. Sony's backing a lot of indie development games, such as Tripwire's Killing Floor 2 is going to be there.
Oh, God, and I want to try that game so bad.
That game is phenomenal.
I want to try that game so
if
bad.
you haven't played Killing Floor, at least play the first one. Even the first one's solid.
I want to try it so bad.
It shits all over Call of Duty Zombies.
Just takes a nice fucking warm dump.
Yep.
All our Call of Duty Zombies.
Yep. So I mean, I want to see more indie games and a lot of interesting, because I just feel like indie games have, unlike AAA titles, have more creativity. While I do play my AAA titles often, the indie games have just more creativity, more story to them, and are just really phenomenal. I mean, again, Unfinished Swan is one of the most creative games I've ever played, as well as Ether 1. So I want to see more games like that.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to see that. Now, my long shot title. It's long shot title time. The long shot title that I hope to see is Red Dead Redemption 2. I know, it's weird.
No.
I want to see Red Dead Redemption 2 at Microsoft conference. I want them to show it.
You think that's going to be their big, announcement?
It's not going to be an exclusive. We all know it's not going to be
exclusive. No.
I want to see it.
It would be surprising if it was.
There is a Sony Rockstar 2K connection going on somewhere, but I do want to see Red Dead Redemption 2.
Another game that I really like to see is Ken Levine was talking about his newest...
what a great development.
Yeah, I know, right?
What a fucking fantastic development.
The BioShock series, Ken Levine was talking about his new series and his new development developers group. And he said the game was going to be more about choice making.
Choices, yeah.
I want to see that game at E3, although he's not partnered with anyone, I don't believe.
He hasn't found a publisher yet.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know. And I think that's a bit of a long shot game that I'd like to see. As well as he said it's possible to continue the Bioshock series. I don't know how he'd be able to do that.
He's not with them anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
Rod Ferguson's gone.
I mean,
He's
if
back
we
with
see
Gears.
more on that, that'd be phenomenal as well. I mean, these are all long shot
These
things.
are
I
all
don't know
long
if they'll
shots,
happen.
so...
But yeah, and I guess, I mean, we could probably end it off on that note. You
know?
We'll see you guys at E3
next week. We'll have our second show.
We'll do an announcement video for what we decide to do, because I think it would be better to stream it. Although I don't know if we want to do that.
We're trying to see what we're gonna get set up. You will have a new video next week. The plan will be, videos every week. You'll see about 2 videos a week. Half after, the 2 hour long ones, you'll see 2 half-hour ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, not 2, but it'll go into half-hour shows, 2 a week, hopefully. So, we'll see you after E3.
All right, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Enjoy E3.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.